What's going on, guys? God bless you. Carlos here with Serranos Mobile Detail in Dallas, Texas. I hope you guys had a great Father's Day weekend. I hope you were showered with gifts, with a lot of love, most importantly, from your family and your friends. And it is now time to work. Anyways, today's video, guys, is a little bit about exterior questions I get a lot, and hopefully I get to explain a little bit on how I maximize my results when it comes to exteriors. So stick around. All right, so while I wait for this customer to get here, I'm literally about 30 minutes early to my appointment. As always, there's just something about being early or being on time, if that makes sense. Gives me time to set up. It gives me time to kind of just doze off from the previous appointment, kind of just like depressure your body from just being out in the heat. This week coming, Texas is going to be getting some hot days, triple digits, of course. But, I hope everybody is drinking a lot of fluids, drinking your pickle juice, to stay hydrated out here in the Texas heat or wherever you are. But a question I get asked a lot is, hey, Carlos, how do you, I can't get this customer to book this exterior package, or I can't, I'm here at the customer's house and I'm doing a one-step paint correction, but I don't like the way it looks. So I'm doing a three-step paint correction because I don't like the way it looks. What can I do? My honest answer to that, and as I always say, I'm just an opinion. But I hope this tip will help you, one, eliminate doing all those steps when you get to your appointment. Step number one that I always carry with me is a mini polisher, such as like an SPTA mini or the Max Shine mini. And I use that to do my test areas, right? Bring a tape with you, right? When you come to my classes, or for those who have taken my class, I've shown you this process on using a tape. Even if you go and follow Mo Nation, he did a video of when he came to my class, and then he kind of showcased a little bit of truly what he learned, and he used it out in the field. And guess what? He was able to lock in some appointments based off that tip. Carry a tip with you, a marker, a mini DA just for your test spots, right? And before you quote the customer, you do an area at no charge, guys. You show up, you do what you got to do to figure out what you have to do, right, to give the results customers want. If you do this will save you a lot of headache, especially if you're new. I know we all want to give the best. We want to give them above and beyond. But guess what? The customer probably doesn't care that you did all these steps. At the end of the day, he's still going to pay you the same amount. And guess what? Now you did more steps for less money, if that makes sense. You're pretty much giving your stuff away. But if you follow these steps of when you show up, you give a customer a visual of what you're able to provide, from your paint enhancements up to maybe a two-step paint correction, if the numbers are there. And when I say the numbers, I'm talking about your paint readings, right? You want to give a presentation to this customer so this adds value to you and it makes sense to the customer, right? A lot of guys tend to just give a blind estimate or a blind price. And I think that's what's happening, is you're trying to get the job, you're quoting this customer, and when you get to the car without ever seeing it, now that's where a lot of people are running into issues, right? And they're like, man, the customer paid for a one-step, but I just don't like the way it came out, so I did a three-step paint correction because, I wanted it to look good. My question is always is, A, did you charge them extra for your extra steps? And I always ask, and two, I always say, did you do an estimate before this? Did you look at this car? Because now you don't have this or you don't have that, because all this should have been done before. You should have done a pre-inspection of the vehicle, of the paint, do an area so you have a visual to know what you're gonna need. And if you need to order anything that you don't have, you have time to order it, right? You always want to show up to your job ready, prepared for the unexpected, right? As for me and my business, when a customer wants a exterior service such as a hand wax or a correction, I always say, may I come and look at the vehicle, and if it's okay with you, I'd like at least 20 minutes to just work on a small area of the vehicle. Therefore, I can give you an exact number or what I'm able to accomplish based off your paint, right? And a lot of these customers really don't mind. They're like, yeah, man, that'd be perfect, right? That gives you an opportunity to, one, showcase your work. Two, the customer gets to see who they're going to hire, right? And then the third thing is to seal the whole package is you're going to give them a presentation, and that's going to make them understand, okay, you know what? I don't need a correction because, maybe I can't afford it, but I'll take a hand wax, right? But if you give them two options on the paint, they get to see one is an enhancement, one is a correction. And there's a huge difference, right? And at the end of the day, you really didn't lose anything. A lot of people tell me, like, there is no way I'm driving to this customer's house for free, right? As for me, I've never seen it like that. I go with hopes that I'm leaving out of there with with a package, whether it could be a paint enhancement such as a hand wax, or a paint correction, or even a ceramic coating. And I tell a lot of these customers, I'm like, I don't care what you choose, really. I'm not here to take your money. I want to give you a presentation based off the numbers of your clear, right? If the vehicle's paint is so bad and we're in low readings, I will never offer a correction, because the paint is already too far gone to where anything more, I'm just diminishing the time, right? But I know some detailers, they need the money, and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I can do a 2-step paint correction. And that's where you can fall into a hiccup, right? Do it for the right reasons. Provide a service for the right reasons. Let it make sense to your customers, right? As to why you're gonna be charging them this, and what is the outcome, right? When I'm doing even a 1-step paint correction, I tell my customers, hey, even after I finish it, there are going to be some light defects on the paint, but I'm not chasing perfection, because it's impossible to have the perfect paint. So I'm very honest with the customers and say, look, this looks way better, right? Let's just per se a 1-step paint correction runs $600. Right? I still tell them, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter which one you choose. You can choose my paint enhancement, which is $300, and it's gonna look really good. Obviously, there's still gonna be a lot of defects on there, and if that's not really important to you, removing defects or making the paint look really well, then go with the hand wax, right? I'm always very open, transparent to my customers, right? Or if you really want to spend a little bit more, maybe like $300 more, you're gonna get a 1-step. And obviously, with a visual, there's proof, right? Whenever the customers see the car, I show them an area of a paint enhancement, a paint correction. There's a 50-50, right? And we're looking at it. He sees the value, and then it's just up to him to really choose what he thinks is best for his budget. I've had many customers, and a lot of the customers that I've served, I'm blessed. I can't say I'm blessed, because we're all blessed. We all get customers, really good customers, right? And many of them say, hey, Carlos, what do you recommend? Which one should I get? And that's a green light, literally, to say, oh, you need a ceramic coating. Because why? it makes you the most money, right? A lot of detailers, even in my trainings, I'll be like, which one do you think I should get? They're like, oh, well, the ceramic coating. And I go, why? And then they're like, obviously they don't want to say it makes you the most money, right? So I try to teach them just to be as transparent and just humble as possible, right? I tell all my customers, it doesn't matter to me which one you get. You can get the basic hand wax, it's gonna look beautiful. You can get a correction, it's gonna look really beautiful as well. Or even if you go with the ceramic coating, guess what? It's gonna look beautiful. Whichever one you choose, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I tell the customers, figure out your finances, and choose which one is best, right? By doing that, one, I am not a pushy salesman. I'm literally not trying to sell them anything other than just present my services, guide them, right? Showing them what their paint is able to, how their paint is able to look based off the numbers, right? And a lot of these people, I show up and they're like, dang, nobody has ever done that. Be the difference maker. Take your time with the customer. Spend 20 minutes talking to them, getting to know them, getting to know a little bit of their vehicle. This way it helps you understand as well. Should I be giving them a correction if I know they're not going to be taking care of it, right? But at the end of the day, I tell all my customers, whichever one you choose, it's really up to you to make a difference, right? So I hope this tip today kind of helped you guys out. I know this was we're almost at 11 minutes. So I hope today's tip helped you guys out. If you've been struggling with closing deals, maybe eliminate a little bit of this over the phone. Go to them and present yourself. Show them what you're worth. Show them what you're able to accomplish. Put the value of your business into that little small section of the hood, right? And go kill it. And trust me, by just tweaking that a little bit, doing it in your own style, right? It's gonna close deals for you. Trust me. It's gonna give the customer a visual as to why your prices are that and that, right? A 50-50. But leave in the comment sections. I don't know if you watched this far out, but leave in the comment sections. What do you do different, right? When it comes to exteriors, do you go and do a in-home inspection, or how do you do it? I know there's many ways, and I'm always open to listening to different ways. So I hope you guys have a great Monday. As always, God bless y'all, and I'll see you guys on the next video.